Francis and Sally here from Our Joke Pizza. You can tell I'm eating like... This pizza's unreal, guys.
Is it?
Have you tried this yet in the city?
No, I haven't had any.
You guys are city guys. Go to Artichoke Pizza on 10th Ave and 17th. They're on McDougal in the Village. Unbelievable stuff.
Are you guys going to still be here after we finish taping?
Yeah, they're hanging.
Because every time I come on this show, you guys have these fabulous chefs.
Yeah.
And by the time we finish taping, all the food is gone.
But this is the real food. This is the thing, these guys. This is real. Dallas, what's up, man?
Artie.
Reggie Combat, Osse there. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. You lost weight or what,
You think
man?
I lost weight? Does anybody think
Doesn't it look like you lost weight? What are you doing, man?
Nothing that would indicate weight loss.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
You drinking water?
I don't eat as poorly as I used to. I
Okay.
guess I'm trying to eat a little bit better. But like tonight, I got ragout and breadcrumbs stuffed in the mushrooms here. I got vodka. Explain this vodka pizza, guys, and a vodka pie, Francis. What exactly is it?
The vodka pie is tomatoes and cream. Mozzarella, pecorino.
Oh.
You burn it to death in the oven, and that's it.
Oh, and
I like
good
that.
stuff.
And the ragout and the ragout mushrooms and
The
breadcrumbs.
mushrooms, you just peel the stem out. You put a little ricotta, some breadcrumb, a little bit of wine.
Jay Thomas looks like he's in a Bogart movie.
Want to get some beans and macaroni before you go?
Yeah, I might have to go.
Eat something,
Beans and
Jay.
macaroni.
Christina, we're not leaving right now.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
The hip-hop world has entered into Major League Baseball now. And I have OCD.
Okay.
This Pineda guy is wearing his hat to the side a little
Yeah.
bit. Like, I can't deal with it.
Can't
and
deal
it's
with
not
it?
an anti-hip-hop thing.
Is it too hood?
No, I'm OCD, man. I want it straight.
You didn't like Jimmy Rollins with the hat to the side and
Does he do it
and
too?
the prison plaits?
Does he
the
do
braids?
it too? No, well, listen, I don't know. I haven't. The first guy I saw do it was Sabathia a little bit. Mm-hmm. Kind of subtle.
Yes.
But this kid Pineda, forget about it. It's something. I'm OCD. I can't
He's
deal with
turned up, man.
Yeah.
You can't be turned up in baseball. Turned up.
What does that mean?
Turned up, man. Like wild for the night. Like ready for whatever. Like turned up.
I guess so. No.
With a Tito turned.
He's getting teed up is what's happening. I just want him to throw strikes.
Yeah.
Actually, look, if he wins 20 games, I could care less. But, so how's it going? How's the podcast going and everything?
Podcast is going good, man.
Yeah. What's up in the world of hip-hop? Like, what is going on?
What's not going on?
Yeah,
in hip hop. What's going on in
It's
hip-hop?
always, Jay-Z's wearing a medallion from a white people or
Kanye.
devils group.
Is that what they're saying?
That's what it says in the New York
The
Post.
5% of nation.
Jay-Z was wearing, the 5%ers.
Right.
Was wearing a medallion. Now, what do you think it's just fashion? Is he making a statement?
You know, coming up, Jay knew a lot of people that were involved in, different groups.
Right.
So I think he, being an observant cat that he is, he picked up certain things from certain places, and now I think he's feeling kind of retro and kind of nostalgic. And
So you don't think, does he really feel white people are the devil?
I don't know what that man feels.
Who does Blue Ivy have play dates with?
That's true. So,
I mean,
probably
Farrakhan didn't
Tom
give him-
Cruise's kid, maybe.
That's right. Farrakhan didn't give Jay-Z the courtside seats.
Well, what about, Jay-Z and Kanye's kid? Jay-Z's kid and Kanye's kid, right? I mean, all the rich kids.
Right. Who are they playing with? So, I mean, I would hope that, unfortunately, in the time we live now, Artie, we're so PC, we're so pussy, that people, I mean, why can't white people celebrate some of the deviltry that they have
They're
done?
devils. Listen, it's made us a lot of money.
I mean,
slavery was just a damn good business proposition.
slavery was just the tip of it. I mean, come on.
Free work,
Give props. Give props.
So you think we should celebrate the devilness?
I'm
The
saying that
evilness.
listen, we've got Black History Month.
Yeah, so white people should have maybe a longer month.
What
January.
would White History Month be?
January, because it's longer.
Deviltry week. A week. You don't need a whole month. Just need a week of.
You guys
just...
get a week, we get a month? That's terrible. What kind of oppression is that?
Reverse, man.
That's right. When you see when a kid sees that, though,
Yeah.
when a white kid who loves Jay-Z sees that, how does he feel? Like, what does that mean?
I think the kid should be inspired to do research and see what it's about. I just read an amazing article before I came here from a white member of the 5% Nation.
Okay.
Who talked about how it's not, if you look at it on the surface, it's easy for people to go crazy and say, oh, this is a white people, a devil's group. But that's from my understanding, that's not what it is.
Well, there was a gang, the 1%ers, there was the 5%ers.
5%ers.
Yeah, the 5%ers were a black, like they were around the same time as the Black Panthers, right?
Well, they came a little
70s?
They came a little later. I'm going to
70s,
say
yeah.
70s, 80s.
Right.
And, they basically talked.
And that's what they meant?
Well, I think what they were really trying to do was they were trying to uplift a lot of downtrodden black people who really had no hope in terms of their past, in terms of what their history was. You know, most people think when you look at American history, you think that black history started with slavery.
You're right, and it didn't.
And it didn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they wanted to shed some light, and they came in with some, you know, some pretty harsh terms.
Well, if you drive through a ghetto, man, especially in the 70s was bad, but even now, you drive
70s
through,
to
you drive
80s.
through Camden. Now even.
I'm not messing with
like,
Camden.
how do you get out of there? A kid who's able to get out of there and do something, that's who I want to be president. How the hell do you get the hell out of there?
Pull themselves up
and
from
do
that.
so, yeah.
Bootstraps?
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, how does that happen?
RDS, what's going on in hip hop now? I mean, we got to look at Chicago. We got to look at
Chicago's
Chief Keef.
crazy.
Chirac.
Yeah,
Chief
that's right.
Keef out of Chicago, who just one of his cousins was killed the other day.
This guy got a deal 2 weeks ago.
Right. Now, what do you mean a deal?
A record deal.
A record deal.
Guy got a
rapper,
record deal
okay,
2 weeks ago. A couple of days ago, he gets shot 10 times.
Oh, man.
Didn't make it.
In Chicago.
In Chicago.
What is going? Well, Dan is from Chicago.
What's up, Dan?
Dan, what is going on in Chicago?
Chirac.
It's the same two neighborhoods. I mean,
Yeah. Is it
I don't
where
know what to
Cabrini
say.
Green was?
no, it's the
No?
west side and the close south side.
Where is Inglewood, Dan?
It's the west side.
Okay, because Inglewood, a name like Inglewood, you would think it's a little bucolic. People should be happy.
When you think of, well, first of all, when you think of
I'd hope.
Chicago, a lot of like, you know, you think of what you see in the movies, like white yuppies going to Cub games,
Yeah.
walking nice neighborhoods.
Yeah.
When I go to Chicago, it's a beautiful, beautiful,
It's a beautiful city.
in the summer.
Beautiful city.
Yeah. But, yeah, there's insane violence there. And it's the most segregated city on the planet.
There's
That's what
this
they say.
picture circulating around the internet of this one guy from the very same crew sitting in his living room with an official rocket launcher.
Right. That's
A rocket launcher.
And that's not a David Schwimmer, Rob Lowe movie.
No, it's a rocket launcher,
And they're
dude.
in a softball, they play big ball on the weekends or whatever.
Dude, they've got rocket launchers
Yeah.
in the hood
A rocket
in
launcher.
Chicago right
A
now.
rocket launcher.
A
Chirac.
rocket launcher.
I mean, that
Chirac.
is scary. If I went on a drug deal and someone in the room had a rocket launcher, I'd go, God, do I love cocaine. Yeah. Well, listen, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's, if you want to say, you know, obviously the biggest business is drugs coming out of there. Out of any downtrodden neighborhood. The Italians did it. The Irish did it when they came here. Everybody who's like, you know, poor just off the boat does it. And some people keep doing it. Like the Italians kept doing it because where are you going to make that kind of money? You're
good
talking
business.
about drugs is $1 trillion a year business.
And it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not going
Carlo
anywhere.
Gambino was supposedly making $300 million a year in 1948.
Jesus Christ.
Get a house for $2,000.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, what are you going to do? Open a deli? You know, instead of that, what are you going to tell
Work
your
at
kids?
McDonald's?
To do? Right. What are you going to tell your kids to do?
Go to college?
Yeah. Look at the rocket launcher. That's what he has.
That's it, the rocket launcher. That's an official rocket
Is
launcher.
that a bazooka too? Does it come out the back? Looks
Dude,
like it comes out the back.
whatever it is, I don't want to see that at night, man.
I don't want to see that. So I mean,
How do you even get? How do they
They're
get that?
they're drinking out of those things at Wrigley.
they got listen. That's a good beer right there. That's an $8 beer.
Follow the money trail on that. I wonder where
The
that
money
ends up.
trail is, it all goes back to really rich white people who let drugs in the country. And listen, you could get rid of drugs if you just blew up certain areas of the world, but too many people are making too much money.
And too many people are enjoying drugs.
Of all races. And the demand is insane.
Insane.
Insane for it, exactly.
We've had
Exactly.
drugs on this planet from day one.
Taliban are drug dealers.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think they make their money? They got
Poppy fields,
the
right?
poppy fields, and they say they threaten these farmers over there, but the farmers come right and go, listen, if I grow pomegranates, I'm making $14 a week.
Yeah.
If I grow heroin for these guys, I'm making $14,000 a day. I mean,
do the math.
Do the math.
You want me to break you off some?
So
In Afghanistan, poppies went back to the number one export about 2 months ago.
Really?
Of course it did. Why
It just
not?
went back to number one.
All right.
So
What was
all
it
those
for a
trillions of dollars we wasted. Thank you, USA.
Yeah.
Wasted? No. We set it up.
Yeah.
For Philip Seymour Hoffman, rest in peace.
Oh, yeah. Well, exactly. 78 bags of smack in his apartment.
Yeah.
What was
Now, is that a
kind of-
lot, Artie? Is that a lot?
It depends on your tolerance. He was probably doing 4 or 5 bags a day, probably. They were dime bags. So no, I bet that's a 2-week supply.
2-week supply.
If that.
'Cause when
he
I-
was shooting it. I mean, you get one of them dime bags, man, and I never shot it, thank God, but I've been at parties next to guys who I watched cook it and shoot it. And that dime bag, thank God I never had I thought it was guts, but now thank God I had the brains not to do it. You take that dime bag, you put it in that spoon. By the time it dissolves, you cook it, and by the time you get it up in that needle, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's
Yeah.
nothing. It's
So 78 bags.
one shot of that, and then
Yeah.
you know what? If you got a tolerance level, you're gonna need
Another one.
2 hours later.
Yeah.
2 hours later. Crack's even worse, right? Crack is 5 minute high, man.
Yeah, 5 minute.
I mean, talk about just enslaving cities. 5 minute high, that's euphoria.
Yeah, that's not fair, man.
Keep going back. No, it's like
It's not fair,
It's
man.
like a one-on-one with Jordan. You got no chance.
You need at least 3 hours, man.
Yeah, you got no chance. The high is euphoric. We got to take a break. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more Reggie. What are you plugging anything in particular or just a pod? What?
Combat Jack Show, Dallas Penn. We're here.
Combat Jack Show, Dallas Penn. Back after this.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.